There we go. Okay, I'm on my laptop, guys. We're doing this. Okay, okay, and then we have, okay, you guys get to meet Sarah. She just entered. So Sarah, she just Sarah just finished her vacation through Arizona, driving through Arizona, and it was a freaking monsoon weather. So Sarah, here we have Debra and Niel. They ran off to Puerto Rico for 3 days. I think
I'm off muted now. Oh, that sounds like fun.
I know.
Aren't you? Sorry, I'm hopping on late. My boys are going to go shoot off rockets while I'm on my meeting. So
I was glad to see your face, Debra.
It's been so long.
Who don't know and who didn't see the post on Facebook, this face, Sarah, right there. We were roommates at BYU Idaho back in 2007, I believe, right? Or was it 2008?
I just remember it being in Hillcrest, and I don't remember the year really. But yeah, it's been a long time. And then I saw you.
I go to Cal Ranch, I think of Sarah, because back then, like that was so not my world. So not my world. Oh my gosh, you're so foreign to me. Cal Ranch, cowboy boots, all of that. And so you worked. Where did you work? Did you work at Cal Ranch?
No, I worked at this other place that did sell a lot of workwear and ranch wear, but it was called Valleywide Home and Ranch was the name of it.
Home and Ranch. Yep, exactly. And so now almost every week I'm in a ranch store.
It's crazy how it's changed so much, but yeah, and now you're like married to a cowboy.
Exactly. I got 3 horses in my backyard, and I go to rodeos once a month minimum. And then here, Sarah, you don't know Jenny, but Jenny, she is in Sweden. She and I kind of like met at like different church camps growing up. And she has a little baby boy. He was on here last week, the cutest little thing ever. And then I think that's who could make it this week. Or we might have other people jumping on halfway through, but one thing, I took a screenshot and I sent that to you, Niel, kind of my notes as I was reading, and like Jenny and I were chatting a little bit prior, like before you girls jumped or you others jumped on. She was like it was very addicting to read. She wasn't going to make the call tonight, but it was very addicting for her to read, and then she couldn't sleep, so she figured she'd jump on the call anyway, because she was very anticipating the call, even though she didn't think she could make it. One thing I really liked, I think it was she got to chapter 9. So it might be chapter 9. Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but it talks about the dopamine spike is actually higher when you anticipate something, when you anticipate the reward, than when you actually are experiencing the reward. For example, the reward could be eating that ice cream, or working out, or planning a trip. For Niel and Debra, like I actually talked about like people who are so excited about traveling. It's actually not the traveling. When they're traveling, they're not that excited. It's the planning of the trip that spikes the dopamine, and that gets them very excited about like wanting more adventure. It's just the planning of it, like anticipating the reward. And I thought that was I was like, I had never thought of it that way, because we all think about like working out creates dopamine and we want to experience that. So that's why we do it. But the dopamine actually starts happening even before we start working out, just anticipating it.
Wow, I didn't ever think about traveling that way. I like to get my I guess my dopamine fix after, I think I think having a clean house kind of helps me. Like, I think working out during the process of like cleaning my house, like there's a lot of movement involved, and I think that kind of sets maybe some dopamine for me, but also the just the effect afterwards of relaxing in a clean house is motivational for me because
Oh, for me too.
I
Both
love
hands raised on
looking
that one.
around my house and not seeing that I have anything to do. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I've reached my spot where I'm like, I
For
don't
your
have to do
bliss.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like where did you read? Did you get to the point yet? I know you were playing catch up, so I don't know how far you got, Sarah, but did you get to the part in chapter 11 yet?
No,
No.
I
So
haven't gotten it.
I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I'm going to ruin it for you. So chapter chapter 11 talks about how, I think it was chapter 11. No, I think it's chapter 8 or 9. I can't remember. They all kind of blend together for me. Because I actually listened to everything twice. Like
Oh,
I listened to it and then I listened to it again, so I'm refreshed before we meet. So I listen to a little bit when I'm working out or doing cardio or cleaning my house. And then I listen to it again on Sundays or whenever you guys pick a day and time, I listen to everything again, those said chapters, so everything can be refreshed. But I like the part where they talk about, is right along with habit stacking, but it's called reward stacking. So like Sarah, you were wanting to have a clean house. And you pair that with walking around and having an active lifestyle. So they're talking about whatever reward we want, we put it right after the thing we know we need to get done. And the more rewards you want, you just stack those. And by so doing it, you also stack the things that you know you need to get done. For example, building a new habit. So if you want to always have that habit of having a clean home, and you want to like every single day, building a habit has to be something that you have to be like, okay, today, every time I'm playing with my kids and they make a mess, I'm going to clean up with them right afterwards. Does that make sense? So you're forming a new habit because you want that bliss reward like all the time, continuously, or every day, right? Or after every day of playing, we're going to clean up every single night so I can experience that bliss, but not have to do it myself, do it with the kids. That's just a stupid
that's
example.
how my habits like get formed. Anyway, I try like any habit that I'm like, I gotta start doing this. I have to pair it with something because otherwise it's harder for me to make the habit happen. But when I pair it with something, then somehow it's easier to do because I've already got one habit that's already like formed.
Yeah.
And then if I pair something with it, it's more likely to become a habit after I pair it with something that's already formed. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like my kids are huge into reading Harry Potter right now. And so one of my new goals has been to make sure they're getting ready for bed earlier because school started. And so like one of the goals that I've like started with them is like, if we get to read Harry Potter, it's got to be before this time. You guys got to be ready before it. Otherwise, it's like, well, we've got this thing that we're looking forward to and this thing that is a habit, reading a book. But if we pair it with like getting ready for bed earlier, somehow it like happens. I don't know. They've just been motivated to do this new thing, this new habit, because it's kind of attached to this other habit somehow.
Yeah. Sarah, can I ask you something? And you other parents, and Niel and Debra and Jenny, I think your kid's too little, but I need validation on this topic. So like yesterday, I told Dell, I says, okay, no, two mornings ago, Madeline comes into the master bedroom and she's like, And before my eyes were even open, and she's like, she woke me up with saying, Ellie, can you turn on the TV? And I'm like, and Clara, even, she can't even talk, but she knows the word cocoa melon. She knows cocoa. So she grabs the remote and says, or even when she sees the remote, just sees the remote. So now I had to actually put the remote out of sight. But she says, just seeing the remote has her wanting cocoa melon. So now I'm like, Del, we got to make sure that these kids are getting dressed, and then they're getting breakfast and shoes and hair brushed before TV in the morning, because it is far too stressful, because I don't want to start that habit with them that the first thing you wake up is TV, like Saturday and Sunday cartoons. Like, there's a reason why I think Saturday and Sunday cartoons came into play, because you didn't have to get ready for school first thing in the morning. And I'm like, we're having freaking Saturday, Sunday cartoons every freaking morning. Like, that makes my life extremely stressful, and behavioral problems on their part. There's a lot of fighting going on in the mornings because bad mom over here doesn't let them watch Cocomelon. So my thoughts is like, are we being like, I want you to tell me I'm right. Basically, like, is that because
You are doing the right
like
thing.
we can watch. Okay, so is it okay to have that reward of 20 minutes of Cocomelon if we get our things done, or should we take TV away in the morning completely?
Well, I think TV can be a tool, and TV can be like a reward, and it can be so many things. Like, all, just like any kind of device we have, there's so many apps that are helpful and not helpful. There's all kinds of things. There's distractions. There's everything that has to do with having a yes. Okay. Oh, hold on.
Actually, well, while Sarah's talking to her husband, Deborah, if you want to chime in, I know you guys got to go. We'll cut this short, but Deborah, if you want to chime in real quick, like, what have you read so far this week, and then we'll get back to talking about me.
Sorry, it's a little out of control over here. I can't get the book to work on my Audible, so I haven't even listened to it yet. I think this is the place we're going, and I don't think Neil's got it yet either. So, we're struggling.
Okay, what would you like as a reward, as an incentive to read chapter 1 and 2 by next week?
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
So what would you like as a reward for incentive to read chapter, let's say 1 through 3 by the, should we do Wednesday call, or should we do a Thursday call?
Well, we won't be back home until Thursday because we have long, so Thursday. I don't think that we'll be able to read it before then. That's probably not going to happen here.
When you're there on vacation, just chilling, can you at night, you and Neil just listen to the book for 10 minutes or something?
Oh yes, definitely. We'll try to get that in there.
So then maybe we'll talk about chapter 1 on Wednesday. Do you want to do it before you have to get home and unpack and get back to life? Do you want to do it our next Zoom call when you're still on vacation and having fun?
Having fun.
Yeah, Wednesday we can try to do something.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Wednesday, do you want to do it in the evening or first thing in the morning before you guys have hotel breakfast? Like super early.
Oh, we're at Airbnb, so we're just coming to the grocery store to get some groceries.
Okay. Remember, don't grab the snacks right
evening.
in the door opening, guys.
That's right. You gotta get in farther.
I hear you.
I know. Kind
I
of cutting in now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wednesday.
Okay,
Evening.
we'll decide a time on Wednesday. And now when you go grocery shopping, go and grab something. Okay, we talked about the book. I want to give you guys a free tip right here. They always put what's going to give you the highest spike of reward because of evolution. We want that quick sugar. If you want to eat in the store, go grab the blueberries or something fruit and something that's nutritional and snack on that while you're shopping, okay? And that
Good
will
call.
give you that same reward. Okay,
Got it.
okay,
Check.
okay. We'll talk Wednesday.
Thank you.
See you, Debra and Neil. It's good seeing your face.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Sarah, what were you saying about the whole TV every day? Because like I'm walking into a life that they kind of had already, a reality that Dale and my stepdaughter had already kind of started to create. It's kind of hard to break that, because also in the book they were talking about, and I realized this because I grew up on a farm, and it talks about how we stack up habits and practices from people around us. So I grew up in a world full of work. Work habits was normal. Whatever habits are normal in your culture is among the most attractive. So for me, when I saw Dale, he was a cowboy, and I've always dated mechanics or construction workers or cowboys, you know, that's always been like a very big turn on for me, was people who have a work ethic. That's been very attractive. Because growing up, we were always rewarded for work. Yes, you can go swimming when the work is done, when the wood is chopped, after the garden is weeded, or after the house is cleaned, or after the cheese is made, or the butter is made. We stack up habits and practice from people around us. I'm just reading my notes. One best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who have habits that you want to build. And when changing habits means fitting in with the crowd, change is attractive. But when it means that you won't fit in, it's unattractive. For example, there's so many times in school where we've maybe chosen the wrong answer, or we agree with what we deep down still know is kind of the wrong choice, but we still do it because subconsciously and according to evolution, we want to survive and we want to fit into the crowd. And so for me, like coming to you guys, trying to create this new habit, I was talking to Dale, I says, I can't start a generational self-destructive habit here in our family that the first thing you do is wake up and turn on the TV. And so do we have TV at all in the morning?
Yeah, that is a very it's a good like thought to ask yourself, because I think most of the time you want to know like what's going to be the long-term effect of this. Like, are they going to be like addicted to having some kind of screen as soon as they wake up for the rest of their life, or you know, stuff like that. Like one of my the question of what am I starting here for my child, is it good or bad, is such a good question to do about a lot of things as a parent. But I definitely feel like this is probably different for every kid, but my older son Calvin is very much a social person, so he loves social interaction, and we only have 2 boys in our family, and one of them is yes. Do you want to go find one of my kiddos is kind of a sleeper inner, this one right here. And so he's not a morning person, and so Calvin loves some social interaction as soon as he wakes up because he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So TV is definitely something that we've struggled with in the morning. Like he wants something to do or someone to talk to first thing in the morning. And yeah, I know he does. He's the alarm clock in the house. So anyway, the thing that I've kind of decided is he tends to copycat, you know, the things that he watches, and he isn't really becoming he's not gaining the kind of social skills that I want him to gain because of the things he's watching. So I'll be like, well, on the days when we can watch a show in the morning, these are the ones that are okay because they're more educational or something, and I'm
Oh,
not
I like that.
showing him something that's teaching him social skills I don't want him to learn. And so we do have TV time in the morning, and but not every day. So he knows that there are days when he can and there's days when he can't, and most of the time it's because of school. And so that's kind of what we've done with my oldest kid. My younger one, he doesn't crave it, mostly because he's more like Ken, and Ken's not as social, and I'm more the social one. I think Calvin kind of takes after me. So yeah, it's just kind of different with every kid. Some don't need TV for the same reasons. It just kind of seems to be that they need it for different reasons.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just different for every kid.
I just had a thought as you were talking, so I appreciate that. So, and thinking back to the book is like stacking it with a reward you want. So we come up with, there's this app, for Come Follow Me. It's like a 3-minute thing is really helpful for the kids to do, like Come Follow Me. It's called Come Follow Me. It's like, do you guys see that little icon right there? Do you see that?
Yep, I see that. It looks like a little
Sun.
golden, yeah, sun.
Yeah, so that app right there, it shrinks the Come Follow Me lesson into like 5 minutes tops for the kids. And so we've been trying to scram that in at night, but here's the thought, like what if I know there's like a short Come Follow Me video, so we can do that on the TV in the morning. That way you still get your TV reward while creating this new habit. Because we don't do Come Follow Me as much as we do Come Follow Me. You know what I'm talking about? Hey.
Yeah, I think that putting real reward things in place, like, I don't know. To me, I would hope that certain things become like a reward for my kids.
Yeah.
Because their habits right now are not the way that they get rewarded is different from mine, and that's cool because we're all different people. But I kind of hope that eventually they might have some of these other ones kind of sneak in, like you were talking about, someone going to the grocery store and being hungry and rewarding their, like, they're wanting to go and get something to eat, and rewarding that, but making it like healthy,
A healthier habit. Yeah.
healthier habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's important to just kind of try to sneak in those, or not sneak in, but like slowly gear, I guess, those new habits and new reward systems for them.
And that's what I
Not all
think-
at once, but just slowly and one step at a time, just kind of making changes.
And that's what I think, that's where you are, right? In chapter 1, or even the prelude is talking about, we often think that change has to happen. If there's going to be a change, it has to be a huge alteration, but no, that's exactly, it has to be small, minute changes for it to be sustainable.
Totally. Otherwise, I don't feel like you really understand why you're doing something.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you make a huge change, you're not really sure about all the whys yet, and so they don't stick because you're not 100% committed after not having learned. Oh,
is there something that you want to share that you want to change? Like, why have you been wanting to read this book for so long, for example? Just because you recommended it, or?
Okay. So I have lots of self-help books that I get about halfway through, and then I think, oh, I got it, and then I put it down. And then I go to like mystery or romance or other books in between those. But the thing that I wanted to do is just have a reason to like read the whole thing. Like, I
Okay.
guess that's probably why I put off books the most, is because I feel like I'll get through the whole thing if I really have a reason to read the whole thing. And even though I know lots of people will love it, or they'll say they love it, and I'll be like, oh, it's on my radar. Like, that book is, it's in my list of things I want to do. I don't feel like I will start it until I have a big reason, sometimes a big
Okay.
enough reason to finish the whole thing.
Do you feel like you can catch up and finish this now, like now that you're in this accountability to read this book? Do you think you'll actually finish it?
That's the best thing about having a buddy to do something with, is I feel like I'm more socially driven. So if I know somebody's waiting for me to do it, I'll be like, I can't let that person down. I'm going to do it because I don't want to let my person down, which is why coaches are great. I think, there's
And
just
I
so many
liked
good
it. When you sent me the invite to your book club you had a book club on Facebook, I was like, yeah, this is awesome, because I've been wanting to read books, and now I have like a group to do it with. So, and I don't know what happened with that group of yours.
So that happened a year ago. It was during COVID, and I halfway did it because I had this friend that came up to me, and she was like, she has 3 kids, and she was having a hard time with all of them being home, and all of a sudden their whole family was home 24/7. And all of a sudden we've got lots of problems. And I feel like a lot of people maybe had some family issues after, being spread out and going to work and school, and all of a sudden we're all home and we're all kind of stepping on each other's toes, and it's a mess. And so I kind of started it because I felt like there were enough of my friends that were in the same boat that we all kind of needed a venting place. Like, moms need a vent, and we all needed a little bit of help too, like with our kids and maybe our husbands. And
Is that still going? We got a few minutes left before
no,
the
it
Zoom cuts off.
kind of fizzled out because of summertime. And it seemed like nobody was really able to meet at the same time during the summer. But I think now is a good time because we're all back in school, and maybe we have more scheduled time where it's not like we're going here and there and everywhere in summer. So I think maybe I would have had more success if it was during the school year and not during summer. And also, I kind of feel like as the years went, it was 2020 and then 2021, we all started getting out of the house again, and it wasn't as needed. It didn't seem like anybody was, I don't know what it was.
Well, I just had an idea. So if you would like, you can always invite them to the Machine Strong Facebook group and tag them in the Atomic Habits post and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the book that I kind of like piggybacked onto this book accountability group. So if you want to do it, or if you want to just host the next Zoom call and then invite them, and we can do it through your group, that'd be fine too.
That would
If
be
you want to
actually
do if
really.
you want to do Atomic Habits in your Facebook group and be like, hey, this week we're doing these said chapters. Here's the link. So press play and catch up to chapter 12.
Yeah. Let me see if I can because I had a Facebook page for that book club, and I want to like go visit it and see if I could just still use it and then go from there.
Okay, look into that, because next time we're doing The Power of One. That's the next book we're doing.
Sounds good. I'm excited. Alrighty. Well,
Okay.
how long is this 45 minutes Zoom?
It cuts us off at 45 minutes in case we want to vent and chat about whatever.
Yeah.
But I just normally mentally plan it for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Sounds good. Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, and
I'm gonna
I
go
will
too. I'm
let you
gonna
know about
clean
my
up
book club thing.
here with Madeline. She goes back to her mom now for a few days, so I'm gonna clean up the mess with her.
Yep. When they're gone, the messes don't get messy as much.
Okay, bye, Jenny.
All right.
Bye,
Have a
Sarah.
good night. Bye.